Hey everybody, hope everyone had a good holiday and happy new year and all that. Just figured I'd do a video here, show you what I'm going to be working on this winter. Unfortunately, this is my my wife's 2000 Jeep Cherokee, and unfortunately right before Christmas she got in a little fender bender. And me being, well, first of all, I mean, the thing's so old, it's got so many miles on it, I kind of hated the thought of even paying out the deductible for it, because you know, it's parts are so cheap for it, and it wasn't that bad, I didn't think so. I had it towed here, and started taking some parts off of it, and I think I got down to the nitty-gritty here. So you can see I have the bumper, header panel, all the lights and stuff are out of it, and it's probably pretty obvious where a lot of the underlying damage is here. This front member took a pretty good whack, but I think they designed it to break, because there's some really big, you can see right here, there's a couple of these, and they snapped and allowed it to bend without actually changing the overall distance between the bumper mounting points. This mount over here is pretty toasted, but if you look right behind it, that's where the steering box mounts, and it's still flat. So what happened was this got pushed over, and this part in turn got pushed in. So and then as this got pushed in, everything got pushed up, so you can see the bow. So what I'm going to do is basically I'm going to hook a chain to this, and I got a neighbor with a big dump truck, and I have him back it in, and I'm going to use a come along and try to pull this straight. None of the steering or suspension got beat up. She didn't hit, it wasn't that bad of a hit. You can see the nice curve, the curvature of the AC condenser here, and how it's basically pancaked out of its mount. The radiator unfortunately looks about the same way, and the fan got into it, so that's busted. There's some things like the bumper, you can see it's just toast. The grill, I was missing, I don't even think I found all the headlight parts, but it's trash. And then the header panels under here, which I don't even got to pull that out. You can see it's fiberglass, so it's shattered into 50 pieces. And the only other thing that happened was her fender got rippled just a tiny bit. I don't even know if you can see it. This is a pretty straight, clean Jeep until this, so none of this stuff is prior damage. So what I did is I actually found a 2000 Jeep in the exact same color, lucky enough, and I ended up buying I had the header panel, the fender, the flare, the bumper with end caps, and a new fan shroud because that was busted. And then I went to Quadratech, which is a local Jeep part supplier place, and I got new grill surrounds, headlight surrounds in the grill, which are black. So this is going to kind of look like an SE with the black blacked out grill. It might look kind of neat actually. So nothing else really got damaged. The hood's not down all the way because I was messing with the latch, but the hood stayed where it was supposed to. The hood gaps were fine. So the airbags didn't go off, which is kind of weird because I feel like she might have been going over 15 or whatever mile per hour they come off at. But so that's where I'm at. The only things left I have to grab are a radiator. The AC condenser is not leaking, so I'm going to try to bend it back into shape. That sounds kind of ghetto, but we're going to see what happens there. I also grabbed from home some steel, some angle iron, and some I think that was like 1x3 box there. And I brought like my slide hammer and my most of my tools that I could package up. You can see the good part, the parts that were actually good are back there still. So that's what I'm going to be up to. I figured since my Firebird's nothing really happening with that till springtime, and this has to be fixed ASAP, that I would take some videos and show the progress. I figure I'll show some progress if I'm actually able to get things back into shape, and I will make sure I show everyone how I make out. Probably gonna be hard to see this because I'm in my basement and my lights are being worked on right now, kind of trying to fix them up. But here's the header panel. Like I said, you can't really see it, but it's actually a newer piece. So we'll see how that goes. Here's the bezels, the aftermarket bezels. Here's the painted bumper. It even had fog lights, which her Jeep didn't have, but since I have the fog lights, I might just hook them up for her. It's pretty heavy, so I'm not going to flip it over, but it's pretty nice, pretty decent paint. And then there's the fender. The only thing different is the pinstripe, but the pinstripe on this is actually kind of nice. It's just a single stripe, where hers is like a double weird one. And so I might actually make the rest of the Jeep match this fender. So I didn't actually need the flare, but the guy threw it in. I got a killer deal on these parts, considering that they're painted. I don't have to worry about paint, and they're all in pretty good shape. So we will we'll see how that works out.